Let's be honest for a moment. Think of that one person whose success gets under your skin. We all have one. A friend, a family member, or that coworker who seems to get everything they want. When you see their latest achievement, what's the first feeling that washes over you? Is it pure joy for them? Or is it that complex, burning sting of jealousy? That feeling is a compass. It's pointing directly to a misunderstanding that is holding you captive. What if the key to unlocking your own potential lies not in wanting what others have, but in understanding a fundamental truth that can dismantle envy forever? Consider the paradox of envy. A person can see a celebrity on a yacht and feel nothing but detached admiration. Yet, when a close friend buys a new car or a cousin gets that promotion, it can feel like a personal blow. This is the envy paradox. The closer someone is to us, the more their success can feel like a direct reflection of our own perceived shortcomings. Their life becomes a mirror, and the mind creates stories to cope with the reflection. Stories of luck, unfairness, or unearned advantages. It becomes a poison one willingly drinks, hoping someone else will feel the effects. It is an exhausting cycle rooted in comparison. This leads to a profound and challenging truth. Consider this idea. In the grand design of the universe, every person is in their rightful place. The wealthy individual, the struggling artist, the new CEO, the person in a difficult relationship. Each is in the exact situation that perfectly matches their internal energy, their dominant thoughts, their core beliefs, their frequency. This isn't about morality, about someone being good or bad. It is about a universal law, as impartial and consistent as gravity. The universe doesn't make mistakes. It is a system that justly places everyone in the circumstances they have attracted through their inner world. Now, this naturally brings up questions about injustice and hardship. Think about a situation that seems profoundly unfair. Does this rule still apply? Hold that question. For a moment, let's just hold this idea as a hypothesis. What if the world is not random? What if every circumstance is a perfect reflection of an inner state? Envy, then, is born from the belief that someone's success is a cosmic mistake. The mind thinks, I know them. They're not special enough to deserve that. It appoints itself the judge and jury of their good fortune. But this judgment is based on incomplete evidence. We see the polished result, the highlight reel on social media, but we don't see the years of relentless, unsane. We see the glory, but we miss the story. We don't witness the mental battles won in private, the terrifying risks taken, or the internal evolution required to become a person capable of that achievement. The universe, however, saw it all. It responded to that internal state. The law holds that they are there because they are an energetic match for that reality. And the same impartial law applies to you right now. That feeling of envy is a compass. So, here is your task. For the next 24 hours, when you feel that pang of envy, simply acknowledge it without judgment. Let's demystify the word frequency. It's not magic. It's your mental and emotional home base. It's the sum of your most common thoughts, your deepest held beliefs, and the feelings you return to day after day. It's your default setting. Think of your inner world as soil. You can't force a beautiful flower to grow in frozen, barren ground. It doesn't matter how much you yell at the seed. Your job isn't to control the weather. Your job is to cultivate rich, fertile soil. When your inner soil is right, the right things will naturally grow. A person living in abundance has cultivated the soil of abundance within them. A person living in scarcity is operating from a soil of lack. The outside world is simply the harvest. Now, a skeptical mind might hear this and think, so, are you saying we should just ignore suffering? This is all just blaming the victim. That is a crucial question, and the answer is no. This isn't about apathy. It's about understanding the difference between compassionate action and disempowering pity. This brings us to envy's hidden twin. We see someone struggling and think, oh, that poor person, they don't deserve that. But what is the underlying assumption? I know better than the universe. The universe made a mistake. This is the exact same arrogance as envy, just aimed at struggle instead of success. Both envy and pity are born from the judgment that reality is wrong. Both drain your creative power by focusing it on things you cannot change, keeping you a spectator in the grand theater of life. Let's make this practical. Pity reinforces a story of victim. Compassion, on the other hand, acknowledges the struggle without judging it as a mistake. It sees the strength within the person facing the challenge. So here is a thought experiment. Think of one person or situation you currently feel pity for. Now, for a moment, remove the judgment of right or wrong. Instead, ask yourself this question. What strength could this person be developing through this challenge? What might this experience be teaching their soul? This single question shifts you from a position of superiority to one of deep respect for their journey. When you stop judging reality as wrong, you reclaim all the energy you were wasting. But what do you do with that energy? How do you use it to build your own reality? Now, we arrive at the final step. Application. This isn't just about feeling better. It's about fundamentally changing your life. It's time to move from being a spectator to becoming the creator. So how do we make this practical? It comes down to 3 fundamental shifts. This is the creator's focus. The first step is a conscious decision to withdraw your energy from the external world. This means redirecting the focus you spend on judging, comparing, and analyzing the lives of others, and bringing it back home to yourself. Instead of waking up and checking what everyone else is doing, you start your day with your own thoughts. Instead of discussing others' fortunes, you cultivate your own skills. This isn't selfish, it's essential. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You are gathering the energy you will need to build. This is the act of reclaiming your power. With your focus returned, you begin the second, most crucial step. You ask the big question. What belief inside of me is creating this external reality? If you are experiencing lack, you investigate the belief that says, I am not worthy. If you are experiencing loneliness, you investigate the belief that says, I am not lovable. You don't judge these beliefs. You simply observe them, as a scientist would. This is the work. This is cultivating your inner soil. It's the deep, honest conversation you must have with yourself to understand what frequency you are truly broadcasting. This is the final and most magical step. As you change your inner world, you don't try to force the outside world to change. The universe, like a cosmic GPS, will begin to guide you to a reality that already exists and is a perfect match for your new frequency. A new opportunity appears. An idea for a new path emerges. You meet people who resonate with the new you. You don't get the reality you want. You are guided to the reality you are. Your job is not to build the new road. Your job is to be willing to take the next exit when it appears. So the path is clear. Withdraw, investigate, and trust. Your first step on this path is simple but not easy. For the rest of today, every time you find yourself trying to mentally fix a situation or person outside of yourself, consciously pause, bring your attention back to your own breathing for just 10 seconds. That is the first rep in the gym of creation. Start there, master that, and you will be well on your way to building the world you were meant to inhabit.